So good morning, good morning. Well, and hello and welcome on in. Listen, my friends, I want to welcome you to the first episode of our show called Anchored. And this is a space where we are staying rooted in faith as we build kingdom business. And I'm your girl, your host, your success strategist, Tammy Noble. And I'm beyond excited to embark upon this new journey. And thank you for being here with me. So today, my friends, we're going to be talking about something that I myself have struggled with as well, and many other faith driven entrepreneurs have struggled with, and that's fully overcoming fear and fully surrendering our business to God. And when I say fully surrendering, I mean just giving it all up. We say that we trust Him, we say that we believe Him, we say that we want Him to lead, but when it comes to those decisions that we have to make, when it comes to making money in the marketplace, when it comes to taking those steps that pushes us off out of our comfort zone, oftentimes that's the space when we hold tight and stay in our common space, our comfort place, instead of just releasing all things into His hands. And I believe that I can fully speak to this because I know that I have been in this space. But have you ever felt afraid to let go and just truly let God take control of your business? Listen, maybe you're scared that His way won't align with your timeline. Maybe you're afraid that what He's telling you to do, that you're not really qualified to do. Maybe you see things going one way and He's saying, no, go that way. Maybe you're afraid of losing clients or income or even your influence. If that's you, then I want you to know that you're not alone. Been there, done that. Listen, gonna write a book about it too. But today I'm here to tell you that true success that has the lasting impact, that is kingdom centered, my friends, that success only happens when you fully surrender all things over to God. And in that space, my friends, that's where we're going to land today. We're going to walk through three keys, three steps to overcome fear and surrender your business over to God. The first thing I want to talk about, friends, is I want us to shift our perspective. And if you follow me for a while, you know shift was one of my words. You know, I've been talking about shifting for years, thriving for years, being resilient for years. But listen, we have to shift our perspective to and make God our ultimate CEO. Yes, you are the creator, you're the visionarian, but at the end of the day, God is our CEO. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 tells us to trust in the Lord with all our heart and lean not to our own understanding, but in all our ways acknowledge Him, and He shall make your path straight. He shall direct our paths. That's what His word says. But one of our biggest reasons is that we can't trust fully in Him, trust our businesses fully in Him, is because we fear surrendering our business simply because we think that we have to figure it all out by ourselves and for ourselves. And that's not true. See, we see ourselves as the CEO, the strategist, the planner, the owner, the creator, the visionarian. And while those roles are important, they absolutely are because they have their space. The truth is, we're not ultimately in the one that's in authority. Ultimately, it's not us, it's God. Like for real. He gives us the ability to obtain wealth, right? And when we shift our perspective and recognize that our business is a kingdom assignment, it's not just a business, it's an assignment. That's why those things irritate you. That's why you get frustrated. That's why they think that you are just kind of going over the top because the things that irritate you in this space of kingdom marketplace that irritates you and you get so passionate about it and overzealous about it, people think something wrong with you, it's because you're on a. So we have to stop operating in fear and start walking in faith for our kingdom assignment. God is not just a consultant for your business. He is the CEO and he already has a roadmap of success. And when we begin to lean into that, my friends, things begin to flow with ease. Clients come with ease. And we stop, as my one friend says, stop hucking my shying and playing around with our gifts and our talent. And so, my friends, listen, one of the ways that we can shift our perspective is to start our workday by inviting God into the business. So before we even start working on the business for the day, just pray and invite God in. And before you begin to make those decisions, you dwell in your secret place that sits, soak, and seek space and ask God to come on in. And write down what Proverbs 3, 5, and 3, 5, and 6 says, where you remind yourself to trust in God. And you remind yourself that He's directing your path. You know, I like practical application. The other thing I want us to do is release control and walk in obedience. Yep. We talked about this during the 21 days of surrender back last month, but we're making this applicable to our business now. Isaiah 55, 8 through 9, it says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are high from the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. See, many of us struggle with this surrender because we are afraid that God's plan doesn't match our desires. That ain't true either. We have a vision and a thought process of how we see things and how we think our success life should look. But if God is calling us to something greater than what we can imagine, greater and bigger than we see ourselves, we can't stay in the space of limited belief and self sabotage and doubt and fear and staying stuck. Surrendering our businesses doesn't mean that we sit back and do nothing. No. It doesn't mean that we just wait on God to just show up and send the client, send the contract. No. It means that we align every step with God's will, even when it doesn't make sense. Some things I'm doing this year, I started the year um, with my stretch goal. So what I'm gonna do after I finish that? It doesn't make sense for me to do what I'm doing, but because I know that I'm on assignment and God had told me that I needed to do it this year at this time, I'm doing it. And so, my friends, this means that we say yes to His direction and be willing to pivot as He leads, even when you don't understand. Practical application, and we can work that thing because that's a whole nother message by itself. I want you to identify an area in your business where you struggle to let go. It could be your pricing. I struggle with that for a long time. And if I can be honest, I still struggle with that. So I consistently work on my money mindset. I just literally had a client to tell me that this is not untimely. This is all time. You will not give me a discount and I'm paying full price. Why? Because he understood the value. And I had a limiting block of belief that because it wasn't done when I wanted it done, that I should discount it and devalue the value that I was given. No. So identify where you struggle and then pray and ask God to guide you in that specific area and be open to receiving His direction. Be open to receiving. When he says that it's time for you to charge this amount, it's time for you to charge. Let's just start there. It's just time for you to stop giving away all of the things that I've given you the ability to create wealth with. Stop giving it away because it's not a hobby, it's a business. It's only a business if you're making some type of fun, even if it's not profitable yet, but allowing it to be profitable. All right. Then the last and third thing, friends, I want you to think about when we surrender our business fully, completely over to the Father, releasing the fear, is to um, trust that provision follows purpose. This is your purpose assignment. Matthew 6:33 says, "But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Another version says that it will be added unto you. But many of us fear being fully surrendered because we believe that we won't be provided for. Oh, mighty God. We fear that it's not going to come. The clients aren't going to come. Meanwhile, we're showing up on all of these different spaces and helping other people win, but we don't think, and we're watching everybody else win, but we don't think that God's going to do it for us. And I came by to tell you that that's a lie. He will. We don't hustle for it. We're graced for this. You will succeed because you're called to this. Your kingdom purpose first. You walk in your kingdom purpose first and provision follows. Remember, I said you're on assignment. God is not going to call you into business and then leave you out here struggling. He's not going to do that. But there are certain things that you have to get in alignment. Your assignment number one, you'll get some order in your business number two. If there's some things that you need to learn, then go ahead and get you a coach. Get you somebody. Get in community. Get into spaces where you can be stretched, challenged, and grow. And when you align your business with his will, he provides. His word does not return unto him void. And that doesn't mean you won't have challenges. No, it doesn't mean that you won't have to have some moments where you are being pushed outside of your comfort zone. But it means that your success is not dependent upon your own strength. It depends on God's faithfulness. Last I checked, he's a God that never fails. Last I checked, he's a God that's always with us in and through the fire. So listen, I want you to make your kingdom impact plan. And however you plan to show up, however you plan to do what it is that God has called you to do, make every effort to include God as the CEO of your business. Keep your gratitude journal, and a provision journal. Watch God do it. Track what God has already done in your business. Go ahead and write it down as a reminder. So in those tough times, when fear shows up, when doubt shows up, when your old self try to show up, you can pull that out and be reminded, oh, he did it before. I know he's about to do it again. Surrendering your business to God, my friends, is not even just a one-time thing. We've got to make this a daily commitment. You don't stop doing business because business doesn't stop and start because you may be in a certain space. Or what I'm trying to say is, my friends, your business is forever going. It's a 24-hour business. You don't you don't get to not do business. Even if you're not working on your business or in your business, you're still a representative of your business. So it's a daily commitment. It's a 24-hour walk, a decision to continue to include God as the CEO. Even when you're out here in these social media streets, know that you represent who you represent to do what it is that you are called to do. So each day, each choice, each decision, you get to decide faith over fear, trust over control, and obedience over resistance. I'm going to say that again. Faith over fear, trust over control, and obedience over resistance. And that's in every step of the way. Even when you talk, how you talk about the business. Stop trying to do things. You're not trying to do anything. You are in business and this is what you're doing. This is how you're going to do it. This is what you're going to accomplish this year. We've got to shift our language. So I challenge you this week to ask yourself, am I truly letting God lead my business? Or am I holding on too tightly? Am I truly surrendering all of my decisions to Him? And my friends, when you really give it thought, don't hold yourself back. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just begin to shift and make some adjustments. This is about you being better, being anchored in His Word. And friend, if this message spoke to you today, I want you to keep this conversation going with me and drop below in the comments and tell me what's one area of business that you fully need to surrender over to God. Put it in the comments. And I want to help walk with you, not help assist you on your journey. I want to walk alongside of you. And I don't want you to forget that you are already prepared. You're already prepared. But I do want you to step boldly into your kingdom assignment and walk this thing out in full faith, making sure that you trust God along the way and keep Him in the process. So if this message resonated with you, go ahead, subscribe to the channel as well, and stay tuned for another episode of Anchored. Listen, anchored, anchored, anchored. And next week, just want to let you know, we're going to be talking about next Wednesday, how to align your business with God's purpose without compromising profitability. Woo-hoo. How to align your business with God's purpose without compromising profitability. I have a good story to connect with that. So until we meet again, my friends, I want you to stay anchored in Him, and I'll see you next week. Be blessed.